Class 12, Chapter 3, Reproductive Health. You have learned about human reproductive system and its function in Chapter 2. Now let's discuss a closely related topic, reproductive health. What do we understand by this term? The term simply refers to a healthy reproductive organ with a normal function. However, it has a broader perspective and includes the emotional and social aspects of reproduction also. According to the World Health Organization, reproductive health means a total well-being in all aspects of reproduction, that is physical, emotional, behavior and social. Therefore, a society with people having physically and functionally normal reproductive organs and normal emotional and behavioral interaction among them in all sex-related aspects might be called reproductively healthy. Why is it significant to maintain reproductive health, and what are the methods taken up to achieve? Let us examine them. Now, reproductive health problems and strategy. India was amongst the first country in the world to initiate action plan and programs at a national level to attain total reproductive health as a social goal. These programs called family planning were initiated in 1951 and were periodically assessed over the past decades. Improved programs covering wider reproduction related areas are currently in operation under the popular name Reproductive and Child Health Care Programs. Creating awareness among people about various reproduction related aspects and providing facilities and support for building up a reproductively healthy society are the major tasks under these programs. With the help of audiovisual and print media, governmental and non-governmental agencies have taken various steps to create awareness among the people about reproduction related aspects. Parents, other close relatives, teachers, and friends also have a major role in the dissemination of the above information. Introduction of sex education in school should be encouraged to provide right information to the young so as to discourage children from believing in myths and having misconception about sex related aspects. Proper information about the reproductive organ, adolescence, and related changes, safe and hygienic sexual practices, sexually transmitted diseases, and AIDS, etc., would help people, especially those in adolescent age group, to lead to a reproductively healthy life. Educating people, especially fertile couples and those in marriageable age group, about available birth control option are care of pregnant mothers and postnatal care of mothers and child, importance of breastfeeding, equal opportunities for the male and female child, etc., would address the importance of bringing up socially conscious healthy families of desired size. Awareness of problems due to uncontrolled population growth, social evils like sex abuse and sex related crimes, etc., needs to be created to enable people to think and take up necessary steps to prevent them and thereby build up a socially responsible and healthy society. Successful implementation of various action plans to attain reproductive health requires strong infrastructural facilities, professional expertise, and material support. These are essential to provide medical assistance and care to people in reproduction related problems like pregnancy, delivery, STDs, abortion, contraception, menstrual problems, infertility, etc. Implementation of better techniques and new strategy from time to time are also required to provide more efficient care and assistance to people. Statutory ban on amniocentesis for sex determination to legally check increasing menace of female feticide, massive child immunization, etc. are some programs that merit mention in this connection. In amniocentesis, some of the amniotic fluid of the developing fetus is taken to analyze the fetal cells and dissolved substance. This procedure is used to test for the presence of certain genetic disorder as such Down syndrome, hemophilia, sickle cell anemia, etc. determine the survivability of the fetus. Research on various reproduction related areas are encouraged and supported by governmental and non-governmental agencies to find out new methods or to improve upon the existing one. Do you know the Saheli, a new contraceptive for the females, was developed by scientists at Central Drug Research Institute in Lucknow, India. Better awareness about sex-related matters, increasing number of medically assisted deliveries, and better postnatal care, leading to a decreased maternal and infant mortality rate, increased number of couples with small families, better detection and cure of STDs, and overall increased medical facilities for all sex-related problems, etc. In all indicates improved reproductive health of society. Population stabilization and birth control. In the last century, on all around development in various fields significantly improved the quality of life of the people. However, increased health facilities along with the better living condition had an explosive impact on the growth of the population. The world population, which was around 2 billion and 2000 million in 1900, rocketed to about 6 billion by 2000 and 7.2 billion in 2011. A similar trend was observed in India too. Our population, which was approximately 350 million at the time of our independence, reached close to the billions mark by 2000 and crossed 1.2 billions in May 2011. A rapid decline in the death rate, maternal mortality rate, infant mortality rate, as well as increase in number of people in reproducible age are probable reason for this. Through our reproductive child health care program, through though we could bring down the population growth rate, it was only marginal. According to the 2011 census report, the population growth rate was less than 2%, that is 222 per thousand per year, a rate at which our population could increase rapidly. Such an alarming growth rate could lead to an absolute scarcity of even the basic requirement, that is food, shelter, clothing, in spite of significant progress made in those areas. Therefore, the government was forced to take up serious measures to check this population growth rate. The most important step to overcome this problem is to motivate smaller families by using various contraceptive methods. You might have seen advertisement in the media as well as posters, bills, etc., showing a happy couple with the two children and a slogan "Hum do, Hamare do, we two, our two." Many couples, mostly the young urban working ones, having even adopted and one child norm. Statutory raising of marriageable age of the female to 18 years and that of males to 21 years, and incentive given to couples with a small families are two of the other measures taken to tackle this problem. Let us describe some of them commonly used contraceptive methods which help prevent unwanted pregnancies. An ideal contraceptive should be user friendly, easily available, effective, and reversible with no or least side effect. It also should be no way interfere with the sexual drive, desire, or the sexual act of the user. A wide range of contraceptive methods are presently available, which could be broadly grouped into the following categories, namely natural, traditional, barrier IUDs, oral contraceptive, injectables, implants, and surgical methods. Now, natural methods work on the principle of avoiding chances of ovum and sperm meeting. Periodic abstinence is one such method in which the couples avoid or abstain from coitus from day 10 to 17 of the menstrual cycle when ovulation could be expected. As chances of the fertilization are very high during this period, it is called the fertile period. Therefore, by abstaining from the coitus during this period, conception could be prevented. Withdrawal or coitus interruptus is another method in which the male partner withdraws his penis from the vagina just before ejaculation so as to avoid insemination. Now, third one is lactational amenorrhea, absence of menstruation. Method is based on the fact that ovulation, therefore the cycle, do not occur during the period of the intense lactation following parturition. Therefore, as long as the mother breastfeeding the child fully, chances of the conception of the almost nil. However, this method has been reported to be effective only up to a maximum period of 6 months following parturition. As no medicine or devices are used in this method, side effects are almost nil. Chances of failure of this method are also high. Now, in a barrier method, ovum and sperm are prevented from physically meeting with the help of barriers. Such methods are available for the both males and females. Condoms are barriers made to thin rubber latex sheaths and are used to cover the penis in the male or the vagina and cervix in the female just before coitus, so that the ejaculated semen would not enter into the female reproductive tract. This can be prevent conception. Nirod is a popular brand of condom for the male, and use of condoms has increased in recent years due to its additional benefit of the protecting the users from the contracting STI, sexually transmitted infection, and AIDS. Both the males and females condoms are disposable, can be self-inserted, and thereby gives privacy to the user. Diaphragm, cervical caps, bolts are also barrier made of rubber that inserted into the female reproductive tract to cover the cervix during coitus. They prevent conception by blocking the entry of the sperms through the cervix. They are reusable. Spermicidal creams, jellies, and foams are usually used along with these barriers to increase their contraceptive efficiency. Another effective and popular method is use of intrauterine devices. These devices are inserted by doctors or expert nurses in the uterus through vagina. These intrauterine devices are presently available as the non-medicated IUDs, lipase loop, copper releasing IUDs, CUT, copper 7, multiload 375, and the hormones releasing IUDs, progestasert, LNG20, and IUDs increasing phagocytosis of sperm within the uterus, and the copper ion release suppress sperm motility and the fertilized capacity of the sperm. The hormone releasing IUDs in addition to make the uterus suitable for the implantation and the cervix hostile to the sperm. IUDs are ideal contraceptive for the females who want to delay pregnancy and or space children. It is one of the most widely accepted methods of contraception in India. Oral administration of a small doses of either progesterone or progesterone estrogen combination is another contraceptive method used by the females. They are used in the form of tablets and hence are probably called pills. Pills have to be taken daily for a period of 21 days, starting preferably within the first 5 days of menstrual cycle. After a gap of 7 days during which menstruation occurs, it has to be repeated in the same pattern till the females is desired to prevent conception. They inhibit ovulation and implantation, as well as the alter the quality of the cervical mucus to prevent or retard entry of sperm. Pills are very effective with lesser side effect and are well accepted by the females. Sadly, the new oral contraceptive for the females contains a non-steroidal preparation. It is a once a week pill with a very few side effects and high contraceptive value. Progesterone alone or in a combination with the estrogen can be used by females as an injection or implants under the skin. Their mode of action is similar to that of pills and their effective periods are much longer. Administration of progesterone and progesterone estrogen combination or IUDs with 72 hours of coitus have been found to be very effective as emergency contraceptive, as they could be used to avoid possible pregnancy due to rape or casual unprotected intercourse. Surgical methods, also sterilization, are generally advised for the male or female partners as a terminal method to prevent any more. Pregnancy surgical intervention blocks gamete transport and thereby prevent conception. Sterilization procedure in the female is called vasectomy and that in female tubectomy. In vasectomy, a small portion of the vas deferens is removed or tied up through a small incision on the scrotum, whereas in tubectomy, a small part of fallopian tube is removed or tied up through a small incision in the abdomen or through vagina. These techniques are highly effective, but their reversibility is very poor. It needs to be emphasized that the selection of a suitable contraceptive methods and its use should always be undertaken in consultation with the qualified medical professionals. One must also remember that contraceptives are not a regular requirement for the maintenance of the reproductive health. In fact, they are practiced against a natural reproductive event, that is conception, pregnancy. One is forced to use the methods either to prevent pregnancy or to delay a space pregnancy due to the personal reason. No doubt, the widespread use of these methods have a significant role in checking uncontrolled growth of population. However, their possible ill effects like nausea, abdominal pain, breakthrough bleeding, irregular menstrual bleeding, or even breast cancer, though very significant, should not be totally ignored. Now, MTP, medical termination of pregnancy. International or voluntary termination of pregnancy before full terms is called medical termination of pregnancy or induced abortion. Nearly 45 to 50 million MTPs are performed in a year all over the world, which accounts for one-fifth of the total number of conceived pregnancy in a year. Whether to concept legalize MTP or not is being debated upon in many countries due to emotional, ethical, religious, and social issues involved in it. Government of India legalized MTP in 1971 with some strict conditions to avoid its misuse. Such restrictions are all more important to check indiscriminate and illegal female feticide, which are reported to be high in India. Why MTP? Obviously, the answer is to get rid of unwanted pregnancy either due to casual unprotected intercourse or failure of the contraceptive used during coitus or rapes. MTPs are also essential in certain cases where continuation of the pregnancy could be harmful or even fatal, either to mother or the fetus or both. MTPs are considered relatively safe during the first trimester, that is up to 12 weeks of pregnancy. Second trimester abortion are much more riskier. One disturbing trend observed is the majority of the MTPs are performed illegally by unqualified quacks, which are not only unsafe but could be fatal too. Another dangerous trend is misuse of amniocentesis to determine the sex of the unborn child. Frequently, if the fetus is found to be female, it is followed by MTP. This is totally against what is legal. Such practice should be avoided because these are dangerous for both for the young mother and the fetus. Effective counseling on the need to avoid unprotected coitus and the risk factors involved in the illegal abortion, as well as providing more health care facilities, could reverse the mentioned unhealthy trend. STI, sexually transmitted infection or disease which are transmitted through sexual intercourse are collectively called sexually transmitted infection (STI) or venereal diseases (VD) or reproductive tract infection (RTI). Gonorrhea, syphilis, genital herpes, chlamydiasis, genital warts, trichomoniasis, hepatitis B, and of course, the most discussed infection in the recent years, HIV leading to AIDS, are some of the common STI. Among these, HIV infection is most dangerous and is discussed in chapter 7. Some of these infections like hepatitis B and HIV can also be transmitted by sharing of injection needles, surgical instruments, etc. with infected persons, transfusion of bloods, or from an infected mother to the fetus too. Except of hepatitis B, genital herpes, and HIV infection and other diseases are completely curable if detected early and treated properly. Early symptoms of most of these are minor and include itching, fluid discharge, slight pain, swelling, etc. in the genital region. Infected females may often be asymptomatic and hence may remain undetected for a long time. Absence or less significant symptom in early stage of the infection and social stigma attached to STI and deter the infected person from going for timely detection and proper treatment. This could lead to complications later, which include pelvic inflammatory disease, abortion, stillbirths, ectopic pregnancy, infertility, or even cancer of the reproductive tract. STI are a major threat to healthy society. Therefore, prevention or early detection and cure of this disease are given prime consideration under the reproductive health care and programs. Though all persons are vulnerable to this infection, their incidence are reported to be very high among persons in the age group of 15 to 24 years, the age group to which you also belong. There is no reason to panic because prevention is possible. One could be free of this infection by following the simple principles given below. First one, avoid sex with unknown partners, multiple partners, or always try to use condoms during coitus. In case of doubt, one should go to qualified doctors for early detection and get complete treatment if diagnosed with infection. Now, infertility. Our discussion on reproductive health is incomplete without a mention of infertility. A large number of couples all over the world, including India, are infertile. That is, they are unable to produce children in spite of unprotected sexual cohabitation. habitation. The reason for this could be many physical, congenital disease, drugs, immunological, or even physiological. In India, often the female is blamed for the couple being childless, but more often than not, the problem lies in the male partner. Specialized healthcare units, infertility clinics, etc., could help in diagnose and corrective treatment of the some of these disorder and enable these couples to have children. However, where such corrections are not possible, the couples could be assisted to have children through certain special techniques commonly known as associated reproductive techniques technologies. Art, in vitro fertilization, IVF, fertilization outside the body in almost similar condition as that in the body, followed by embryo transfer, ET, is one such method. In this method, popularly known as test tube baby program, ova from the wife or donor female and sperm from the husband or donor female are collected and are induced to form zygote under the simulated condition in the laboratory. The zygote or early embryo with the up to 8 blastomere could then be transferred into the fallopian tube, GIFT, zygote intrafallopian transfer, and the embryo with more than 8 blastomere into the uterus, that is IUT, intrauterine transfer. To complete its further development, embryo form in vivo fertilization, fusion of gametes within the females, and also be used of such transfer to assist those females who cannot conceive. Transfer of an ovum collected from a donor into the fallopian tube, gift, gamete intrafallopian transfer of the another female who cannot produce one but can provide suitable environment for the fertilization, and further development is another method attempted. Intracytoplasmic sperm injection is another specialized procedure to form an embryo in the laboratory in which a sperm is directly injected into the ovum. Infertility cases, either due to the inability of the male partner to inseminate the female or due to very low sperm counts in the ejaculates, could be corrected by artificial insemination, that is AI techniques. In this technique, the semen collected either from the husband or healthy donor is artificially introduced into the vagina or the uterus, IUI, intrauterine insemination of the female. Though options are so many, all these techniques required extremely high precision handling by specialized professionals and expensive instruments. Therefore, these facilities are presently available only very few centers in our country. Obviously, their benefits is affordable to only a limited number of people. Emotional, religious, and social factors are also deterrents in the adaptation of these methods, since the ultimate aim of all these procedures is to have children. In India, we have so many orphaned and destitute children who would probably not survive till maturity unless taken care of. Our laws permit legal adaptation, and it is at one of the best methods for couples looking for parenthood. So that's it in this chapter. Thank you so much. See you in the next chapter with detailed explanation. Thank you. Bye bye.